Hi everyone and welcome back to the Practical Energy Manager. Today I've come to the National Railway Museum in York to have a look at some old trains and to see where the journey on railways began. But also what I'd like to share with you in this video is a few tricks and tips as to how you can save carbon in your day-to-day lives with the travel choices that you make. So when it comes to travel, our choices of the mode of transport we make is driven primarily by speed, convenience and cost. Since the dawn of humankind, we've only had our legs to get us from A to B, but since the invention of the wheel, and more recently the combustion engine, we have come up with many different ways of getting to our desired destination, each with their own pros and cons, and with a greatly varied carbon impact. It might surprise you to know that on average, each person in the UK travels 6,500 miles annually, with transport making up a fifth of the UK's carbon emissions, second only to energy generation, which makes up a third of the total. So with those two combined, travel and energy generation makes up over half of the entire UK carbon footprint. So let's take the example as if I wanted to go to Paris, say, from where I live in Downham Market. This is a 360 mile journey and I have several options. So let's consider the facts of each journey, and for the purpose of this we'll exclude the crossing of the English Channel. I could drive. Driving would take about 6 hours to complete, cost £40 in fuel and generate 70 kilograms of carbon emissions. I could walk. Walking or cycling would take around 3 to 4 days to complete, cost nothing and generate no carbon. I could fly. Taking an aeroplane would cost at least £250 one way, take 3.5 hours to complete, and generate 140 kilograms of carbon emissions. Finally, of course, I could take the train. Using the train would take about 4.5 hours to complete, cost £120 and generate just 30 kilograms of CO2. This analysis gives me a great steer to make an informed choice. If I am carbon conscious but need to get there within a day, I'll use a train. If I'm not worried about cost or carbon and need to be there in a hurry, I'll fly. And if I am cost conscious and have a little bit of time, then I'll drive. This is a very simplistic example, and there are of course many other reasons for favouring one mode of transport over another. But hopefully this illustrates that travelling per se should not be complacently accepted and taken for granted. We should all consider whether our journeys we make are necessary, and where possible, always favour the most efficient and environmentally compassionate modes of transport. With hybrid and electric vehicles also becoming mainstream, this will add another dynamic to this conundrum, ultimately with the goal of decarbonising our transport networks. So, I hope you enjoyed that video. Please do consider your carbon footprint when travelling, and whilst trains might not be the most commercially viable all the time, that is a really good way of reducing your carbon footprint. But also better than that, if you can cycle or walk wherever you can, that's also very good too. So if you've got any topics or suggestions about things you want to cover in these energy efficiency videos, then please do get in touch. And any feedback received is greatly appreciated. Cheers and see you on the next video.